Hey guys, we are here with Honda Canada GDR Fox Racing MX1 rider and national champion, Dylan Wright. Dylan, thanks for coming in today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Now I'm gonna get right into this and we're gonna go through this chronologically. Prior to the season, you had an injury. What was that?
Yeah, so actually prior to the season, I was down in Florida training, actually at Rat Race training facility just outside of Orlando. And I was actually getting ready to race Daytona Supercross. We didn't really tell anybody. We were kind of I was just getting ready for it, just training. And I just came up a little short on a triple and my knee popped out, and like instantly I knew I had a problem because I have had knee problems in the past and I already tore my ACL. So I took a break and I was like, whatever, it might kind of just pass. I tried to go back out, my knee slipped out again, and then that's instantly I kind of knew we had bigger problems to kind of deal with.
And you decided to wait until after the season for the surgery. Why was that?
Yeah, so ultimately we didn't have time. I ended up going to get an MRI and they said, yeah, you know what, you tore your meniscus, which I already tore my ACL. So basically what was happening is having a pivot shift is what they call it. So my femur is basically sliding off my tib and kind of like dislocating my knee and relocating. So basically the only thing I could do prior to the season, because we didn't have enough time for surgery, was to go to the gym, strengthen it, and make sure like my muscles were firing to 100% and kind of hold my knee in place while I was racing. So my trainer, my doctor, and everybody together, we chose to do that route instead of getting the surgery because I wouldn't have been able to do the season. So we took about 6 weeks off the bike and made that happen.
So with all that in mind, what was your confidence like going into this season?
Yeah, I mean, obviously taking 6 weeks off on the main part of our training is never ideal. So confidence, although it was there because I'd won the 2 championships prior and I was going into the season, you know, with the #1 plate, your confidence is a little down when you're riding or when you're seeing all your competition training and you're sitting on the couch at home rehabbing and trying to get ready. So going into round 1, we didn't really know what to expect. I only had a few weeks on the bike and testing and stuff with the team. So we went in a little bit underprepared, yeah, so confidence was a little bit down, but then we ended up getting the first moto win in overall of the season. So after that, you know, we kind of kept the ball rolling.
Amazing. Now on that note, we know what's happened now, but was a perfect season something you had thought about going into this season?
It's never really on my mind, to be honest. I go into the season trying to win every moto I line up for. As a racer, we don't, or I technically don't line up to lose. You know, I always go into every moto wanting to win, but no, never really thought of a perfect season, especially considering all the stuff that happened in the off season. It wasn't generally something you're thinking about. The only thing I was thinking about was trying to get healthy and win the championship, because that's, you know, that's the ultimate goal at the end of the day.
What was it like to win your third championship?
Yeah, this one felt different, honestly, because of the perfect season thing, because I had won every moto and I clinched the championship a weekend early. So technically it felt weird because we weren't celebrating, because everybody kind of had the perfect season on their mind because it hasn't really been done in the country before. So it was like we weren't celebrating too much, which felt weird to me as a rider, because I was like, I thought the team would be like super stoked, but everybody was kind of focused on the perfect season at that point because the championship had been wrapped up. So obviously going into Walton, I still had a ton of pressure to do it, because normally we go into Walton wanting to win the championship and, you know, I had already wrapped it up. And so it was just all this added pressure, but to get the perfect season, I had to win both motos still. So it was like win the first moto, and then I was stressing in the second moto because I got out front and I was like, man, I feel like I'm like under a ton of pressure. And then I just kind of went back to my roots and just go ride your dirt bike, have fun, because that's generally when I ride the best. And yeah, we got it done and the feeling was great. It was almost like a lot of pressure relieved off my shoulders when I got it done. And I was like, I finally did it, and it's super cool to be the first guy to do it.
Amazing. So perfect season, national championship, and your third one. You're obviously not doing this on your own, it's a team. How does your team play a role and who's involved?
Yeah, I think it's major. The team behind me, obviously, it's not something I can do by myself. I'm the rider, but there's a ton of people behind me with my trainer, my riding trainer, Colton, and then everybody behind the team with sponsors and with Honda and my mechanic and Derek, team manager. There's so many people that go in behind the scenes that a lot of people don't even see on race day. They just see the rider, the mechanic, and the team that's there. But it's really a big organization of people that are behind us, you know, getting everything ready during the week with my wife and everything, and just having everything planned for us to be able to go to the event and perform, you know, to our best level. So yeah, there's a ton of people. And I think, you know, I wouldn't be able to do it without them, because ultimately I need the bike to be able to win. And Honda does a great job for me, giving me the product that I need to go get championships. And the last 4 years I've been able to win the championship on the 250 first and then 3 on the 450. So I think it speaks wonders to the confidence that I have in the team behind me.
Fantastic. Now, after the perfect season and the national championship, you went on to the Motocross of Nations. What is it like to ride for your country?
It's pretty surreal, to be honest. We're actually at Redbud, so it's super close to the Canadian border in southwestern Ontario. So we had a ton of Canadian fans there, flying the flag. And it's when we're doing our hot lap, I actually take the time and look around and soak it all in, just seeing the 80 to 100,000 people there watching us ride our dirt bikes and riding against a bunch of riders from different countries. And I actually had the chance to meet a bunch of them when I went overseas last year. So it was cool to kind of go see all my friends again that I had made. I haven't seen them in a year, so it's kind of the race where we can all reconvene and talk about our past season and the changes that kind of happened. So it's always a super cool event, and like you say, flying the flag is an honor for me to represent my country. And you want to get results. The pressure's on for sure, when you got the fans cheering for you on the side of the track and the whole country kind of rallying behind you, the pressure's on, but it's definitely a super cool feeling, when you're doing the laps out there and you have a good ride and, everybody's like super amped for you when you come off, and it's kind of a team effort. It's super cool.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Dylan. And one last thing before we go, look back in that camera for any young aspiring motocross rider out there, like your number one piece of advice for them.
Yeah, honestly, for any kid out there, if you're nervous to get into moto or if you're nervous to race, honestly, it's just about having a little bit of confidence in yourself and just give yourself a chance to go do it. If you think you're a little bit scared, doesn't matter. No one's gonna judge you. Just, put your helmet on, ride your dirt bike, go have fun. That's what it's all about. Even if you're racing and you feel pressure, the best advice I can give a kid is just have fun, ride your dirt bike, and do your best, and everybody will be happy in the end.
Awesome. Thanks for coming in, Dylan.
Congratulations
on your season.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you.